have this beautiful friend in Mount Shasta called Shannon, and he was part of one of my first exercises in faith, and I was told that I wouldn't be able to fuck it up. So I was trying to manifest a bunch of weed because sacred flower is so powerful for me. It allows all of those barriers to just completely melt away, and all that I have become in the best moments of this experience are experienced when I'm in that state of mind. So I was in Shasta, and I'd ran out, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to try and manifest. I'm going to realize that I have more money than I need, so I'm just going to go to the medical place, and this was before it was legalized, and I'm going to go in there, and whatever I want, I'm going to be like a kid in a candy store. I'm just going to have what I want. So I go in there, and the card I'm trying to use was from this dodgy doctor, and he wasn't around, so all these cards have been revoked. So I literally, it was impossible for me to buy weed. And at that point, I just dropped it. I thought, oh, I'm just going to go over to Berryville, which is this little hot spot in Mount Shasta, and I'm just going to get some yerba mate and a piece of cake or whatever, and I'm just going to figure it out later, or maybe I don't even care. Maybe I'll just practice some faith right now. So I walk back, and I see my friend Shannon, this beautiful guy who spent months in the forest, on the mountain, doing a ton of mushrooms, just vision questing, just, looking for the truth, looking for God, just not even looking, just finding, rediscovering, remembering. Yeah, that's much more appropriate, because he remembered a lot. He was way ahead of me at that time. And I saw him, and he was like, oh, love, come over here. I have something for you. And he opened up the back of his car, and he took out this big Ziploc bag, and it had like 2 ounces of Blue Dream in it. And he was like, I used to sell this and grow it, and I had so much of it, and I've stopped doing it now, so I wanted to give it to you. So he gave it to me, and the part of me that was into manifesting, the monkey, was jumping around. It was like, ooh, it's a good day for BLISSNESS today. Look at me, I've got my big bag of weed, and I didn't even have to pay any money for it. So money was right in there. It wasn't about the feeling at that moment. Mm-hmm. And then Shannon did this thing that never ever had happened to me, and I don't think I'd ever witnessed it other than in movies and around churches and places like that. But he put his hands into prayer, and he bowed his head, and he said, I love you, sister. See, I'm getting emotional just talking about it. It was the most beautiful act of unconditional love, and I thought it was about getting a bag of stuff. And from that day on, every time I had a communion with another part of myself, I put my hands in prayer, and even if it wasn't a good communion, and I just said, I love you, brother. Or I said, namaste, or I said, God be with you, or many blessings. I always just said something super beautiful, because I remembered how powerful and how powerfully it still creates this wave of love that permeates every part of my beingness and makes me glow like a natural light bulb when I remember that. So every time I get to do it now, I know the effect it's having, because I'm a cause. So be the cause of spreading love effortlessly by learning how to bless yourself, by interacting divinely when you're communicating with your holy self, because that's what you are. You're so very holy. And I did one of my powerful mushroom trips. I think it was 9.9 grams in Hawaii. I was just really there. I knew I was the son of God. And the lesson was, keep your hands together as much as possible. Put your hands together. Like if you look at when your hands are in handcuffs, you've got your wrists together and they're behind your back. When you've got your hands together in prayer, your wrists are together, but you're connecting with God. It's just such a powerful way to bring back your illusion to your power, to your real power. And your power is not controlling your world. Your power is letting go of trying to control your world and just letting your world be whatever it is. So if you remember one thing that's going to benefit you, it's to put your hands together as much as you can remember, and always bring it back to love. Whatever it is you've got going on, leave it in love, because then you'll come back to love. If you leave it in some other state, you're going to have to atone that mess. You're going to have to clean it up. So know the power of prayer, guys. It's one of the most divine strengths you have. It will get you immediately back to you, because it's in that neutral heart space. It's in that place where there is no gap. It's where the left and the right sides of the brain, the hemispheres are brought back together. And so all these mudras, they're not ridiculous or silly or, oh, this one works for me, oh, this one works. No, they all work for all of you, every single one. Run your fingers through each other, spin them around, like let your spiritual energy teach you about how you connect. And then lay on the back and put your feet together and let your toes interact. And you are electricity. Every time you connect, you bring it back together. You don't connect with your world, you shoot stuff out. But when you put your hands together and your heels together, you're this little biosphere of God's love, and you just vibrate in constant energy of just unlimited potential. I mean, you're so incredible. Know this.